NHP says the woman was traveling southbound when she hit the center median just before 2:30 this morning. Her car ended up flipping over a number of times and she was ejected from the car and she ended up dying. That's how strong these winds are. I mean, just take a look. The winds blew this tree over, smashing the homeowner's car. You can really see the tree swallowing the car over there, damaging the windshield and the door. And you can see the tree over here is blocking the entire roadway. I also want to mention that the tree also hit the neighbor's truck. Now, it's too early to determine, but it appears that the explosion happened at the back of the building. You can see the extent of the damage right there. And it's not just the Delta Saloon that experienced some damage, but the surrounding stores as well. The officer is facing potentially life-threatening injuries. It's unclear at this point what the condition of the man is at this time, but both the man and the officer were taken to hospitals to be treated. Right now, the SWAT team, negotiators, and the Reno Police Department are trying to convince the barricaded man to come out and surrender peacefully, but so far that hasn't happened. There is so much water here on Toll Road in Gator Grade. This is actually the intersection where they shut the road down, and I've seen a lot of cars trying to make that turn before realizing that it's closed due to the flooding. We're seeing a good amount of snowfall right now. We're also experiencing some gusty winds, and that changes. At times it'll be gusty and other times it'll stop. Now, I've only been out here for 5 minutes and you can see how much snow has accumulated on my hair, on my jacket. Take a look at our cars here. We haven't driven this and you can see there's still a lot of snow. Wow, you can really see that stick. There's actually a couple of people waiting in line right now. So I just want to ask you real quick, what would you do with 1.6 billion?
Well,
the Washoe County Sheriff's Office says that a man and a woman came to a home here and confronted a homeowner and his wife. During the confrontation, shots were exchanged and 2 people were killed. Reno police are searching for a suspect vehicle. I'm going to step out of the frame to give you a better look. You can see they have shut down 6th Street and Wells Avenue while they conduct their investigation. They're trying to figure out what exactly happened. Washoe County Sheriff's Office tells me that a man stabbed another man and a woman before being shot by deputies. Well, the general manager told me that the community has been so supportive, offering their help. If you take a look here, you can see just how much mud remains from the mudslide last night.
Take a good look at this precious daughter of mine.
It's been almost 10 years since Kirk Wingo pled guilty to murdering Brandy Gallego, a mother of 2 whose body was found strangled in her family's minivan in 2007. Wingo was charged with second-degree murder in 2010 with a possibility of parole after 10 years. And he was up for parole earlier today.
He took a life and he shouldn't be able to have one. Not fair.
Gallego's daughter, Alizette Roberts, was 7 years old when her mother was killed. She, along with other family members, are upset that Wingo is even eligible for parole after pleading guilty to murder. Should Wingo be granted parole, he still has to face his second charge, use of deadly weapon enhancement.
Worst case scenario, he does get it, then gets paroled on the second charge. Yeah, we have to deal with the fact that he will be released. Yeah, he'll be much older. However, no one should have to fear for their life, including my family. No, I mean, none of us should have to.
Gallego's family says Brandy and Wingo briefly dated in 2005 and that Wingo stalked and killed Gallego in 2007 for ending the relationship.
it's a little urn with Brandy's ashes. So.
Time has passed, but it's something Gallego's family will have to live with for the rest of their lives.
I tend to envy other children that grew up with their parents. And throughout high school, I wish she was there just to support me. It's hard.
The decision from the parole board won't come down for several weeks, but Gallego's family hopes he'll stay behind bars for the rest of his life.
If he's there, that makes me feel a lot better. Knowing that he can't go out and do the same thing he's done before.
Chloe Ortega, KOLO 8 News Now.
Hit it right in the middle of the ball.
Okay.
For Frank and Jane Logan, their days consist of keeping busy at the Lodge Senior Living Facility in Carson City. They learn new activities, play chess, go for walks. They've been together for 64 years, and even after all this time, they still remember the first time they met.
And I just went in with her one day, and here was this wonderful, gorgeous goddess in white. I thought I was having, hallucinations.
At that time, they both lived in San Diego.
I was a nurse in the emergency room. He was a policeman. They brought people in to the emergency room.
And there she was.
He offered me a stick of gum, and I thought, that's kind of a smart alecky fella. And that was my first impression. But I've been sold ever since.
Shortly after, Frank and Jane got married.
The picture, I guess, romantic picture that goes with Valentine's is a big wedding and all this sort of. We were very, very poor.
But they were both still very happy. They had 4 children together, 2 of which preceded them in death.
Those were the hard times, but anyone that's been married very long knows what a roller coaster it is, and there are ups and there are downs.
Through it all, they hung on to each other.
She's smart, does all kinds of nice things.
He makes me laugh, and that's so important.
They retired in Carson City, where their son lives, and are spending the rest of their days enjoying each other's company.
I'm crazy about you. You're the love of my life.
And they will be celebrating Valentine's Day today at a couples luncheon at their senior facility, as well as Frank's birthday. Good morning, it's February 8th. I'm Chloe Ortega. Happening today, Wilbur Ernesto Martinez Guzman is set to appear in a Carson City courtroom. It's a preliminary hearing for charges of burglary and possession of stolen property. The Washoe County School District's Digital Day policy is facing scrutiny after the Department of Education announced they are not legal under Nevada law. As KOLO 8 News Now's Gianna Giorgi explains, the district claims its policy was, quote, explicitly discussed with the state before it rolled out the plan last fall. Preparing to strike, nurses at Barton Memorial Hospital in South Lake Tahoe could walk the picket lines next week. The California Nurses Association says the hospital is not taking necessary steps to keep their experienced nurses.